Hi and welcome. This is Dr. Phyllis Edwards, Dr. E, and here we are with The Widows Speak, episode 17. And we are very pleased and excited to be with you today. I hope in the past you've gotten some good information and perhaps some things that you've been able to access and take care of yourself in your journey. Remember, everybody's walk with this is different. We all react differently. And that's fine. Nobody can tell you how you're supposed to grieve such a loss. If you know anybody that, you think could benefit, please get them to look for us on YouTube. Go to Flagler Voice, YouTube, Spotify, any of the major ones that are out there. YouTube is probably one of the easiest ones, in my opinion, just to get on, but Facebook as well. You've seen some things probably on Facebook. This goes all the way across the United States, but also Canada. I don't know how many views exactly, but I think it's a lot. So today we are interviewing and talking with a widower, Dennis Ross. He does have quite an amazing background, and I'm gonna first of all welcome.
Thank you.
Dennis. Thank you so much for
Good to be here.
being willing to come and speak to us. I really appreciate it, because those of us that are going through it on the female side, it's always good and it's always interesting to understand what happens with you guys, because I've heard multiple things. So I know you grew up in Scotland.
Yep.
And
Beautiful place.
You told me that you were very poor.
Yep.
Right? And you also grew up in the kind of the background of, or the shadow of, the wake of World War II.
Yes.
Right? And you looked up to your dad.
Yes.
And wanted to be like him. He was in the military.
Yeah.
Where was he? You were in the famous Scots Guard, and
yeah.
He was
in the one of the top Highland regiments called the Black Watch.
Okay, the Black Watch. And so as you grew up, as you said, you were poor. You always wanted to be in the military.
Yes.
And you were young, couldn't join.
No.
What were you, 15 or something?
Yeah.
But you did find a way to go in, so you joined a group.
I joined up what you call the boy service. They allow you to join up at 16.
Okay.
And once you turn 17, you can switch over from the boy service to the man service.
And so you immediately switched over.
Yeah.
So a lot of your background in terms even of the military. So you told me, if, we were watching the movies and there was the tank, that you would be the guy that would be up in the center. Was that
yeah,
like
but
the gunner or
I
something?
wasn't in tanks.
Okay.
The time that this happened, I was in a logistics corps, transport corps.
Okay.
Transporting troops back and forth to the front lines in Yemen. And this was back in 1966. And back in those days, we had pretty much no armored vehicles to transport troops. It was all canvas covered. And they needed a gunner in the cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut a hole in the roof, or circular hole, mounted
Wow.
a 50 caliber machine gun.
Right.
And that's what I meant.
But they were blowing up. They were doing the same things, right? People were being blown up.
Yeah, well, we couldn't.
They
blow them
mined.
up. We were just transporting people.
Transporting back and forth.
We were hitting what you would call today IEDs. We just called them landmines.
Okay. So frightening.
Very.
Quite brave. And I just can't imagine. Now, you did tell me that you grew up in a religious home, right?
He's semi-religious.
Yeah, got all
Mom
the-
and Dad, they believed in everything, and
Yeah.
they went to church every Sunday. We're Protestants. We called it the Church of Scotland.
Yeah.
You had the Church of England, Church of Scotland, then you had
Right.
Presbyterian, all this stuff. Well, we were Church of Scotland.
And so as that all unfolded with you, I'm thinking, so you were injured,
Yeah.
right? And you were in the military for what, over 30 years?
No, I was in the military 17 years.
17 years. And all of that, like when you began to have like your civilian career.
Hmm.
Obviously, you were doing tours. Is that right?
Basically, at the end of my military service, I didn't go straight into touring. I knew nothing about touring.
Okay.
All I could do was had a driver's license for a truck, so I drove a truck. But I was living in Germany at the time because my former wife was German, and we had 4 children, so we all stayed. Once I came out of the military, I stayed in Germany to
Okay.
be there for the family. So I got driving trucks, and I used to think on the autobahns in Germany, all these beautiful, big, luxurious tour buses passing me, and I thought, that's a good thing to
That's
do.
something interesting to do.
Yeah, so I switched over from truck driving to bus driving, tour bus driving.
Okay.
And then I got picked for a lot of European tours because I spoke English and German. And I used to get tour guides with me, and they would ask me all the questions, and I gave them the answers, and then they would tell the people.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm saying, I'm driving
Why
a
am I
bus.
doing this?
Why am I driving a bus? I could be the tour
Exactly.
guide.
Exactly.
So I went back to school, took my licenses to become a tour guide, and became a tour guide. Then after that, I got a job with a big British company called Global Tours back then. They
Yeah.
no longer exist. And I used to start running tours for Americans throughout Europe. I actually became operations manager based in Germany for 2 years until that company ceased to be. And, I started working for another company, just running tours for Americans all throughout Europe. You name it, I've been there.
You like Americans? We're nice, aren't we?
Oh, they tip well.
They tip well.
They
Okay.
tip well. Everyone
So we're
wanted
good.
Americans.
We're good.
So, and that's what I did all the way through until 1988, and that's when I decided to move to America.
And how many countries between your service in the military and then, you know, afterwards into touring and all that, what are some of the countries that you've been to?
Name one in Europe that I
Yeah, I
haven't,
haven't
that I
been
haven't
to.
been to.
Let's
Let's
reverse
put
it
that
then.
way. Yeah, I've been to most European countries, from the Lapland area, way up in the north of Finland, Norway, all the way down to North Africa,
Wow.
and then all the way from the western coast of France right into Russia.
What do you think is the most beautiful or one of the most beautiful?
Switzerland is absolutely gorgeous. I wouldn't want to live there. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
But I love Italy, certain parts of Italy.
And you
Nice
wouldn't mind the
places.
cold because you said you grew up, it was cold.
Yeah.
And
oh,
you could
yeah.
only wear the short pants.
That's right. Growing up. Yeah.
So you met your second wife, but she was the love of your life,
Yes,
really. And her
yes.
name was Cheryl. Cheryl.
Correct.
Gorgeous. I've seen pictures of her.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So she was a model and did a lot of different things. But
Yes.
so how did you meet her? Well, don't tell us the whole story, but
Oh,
it
I'll
was
tell-
technology that
Okay,
you
let's
weren't
put it this
into.
way. I met her online
Online. There we go.
29 years ago
Oh,
when
my
it was
goodness.
still in its infancy.
And your son said, Dad, you got to get a computer. And you said, what for?
Well, he came over to vacation with me, and he said, Dad, why don't you have a computer? I said, why do I need a computer? He said, oh, you can do lots of things. So
Yeah.
he eventually talked me into getting a computer. So he showed me how to set it up. And then he said, well, we need to get you online. I said, what is that? Anyway, he
Yeah.
taught me that. And then when he left to go back to Germany, I decided one evening I was alone to go online. And that's where I met my wife. It wasn't a romantic dating site. There
Yeah.
was no sites like that
Yeah,
back then. It was just a
right.
chat room.
Just a talk.
Yeah, so
Just
we
a
got
talking.
talking,
Amazing.
and I was,
And then you went to, she was from California.
yes,
Right.
but she was living in Vegas at
In
the time
Vegas.
with her mom.
And you ended up going to Vegas because you were taking a tour or something?
Yes, I was taking a British tour around what we used to call California and the Golden West, and involved a 2-night stop in Vegas, and that gave me a free day in Vegas. So I said, I'm free. Do you want to meet up?
Yeah,
so
sure.
she said yes, and that was it.
And that was it.
Never stopped.
Just like that.
Hmm.
When, you see her, she sees you,
Yeah.
and
We fell in love.
fell in love. And so you got married pretty quickly after that?
That was end of 97. and we got married in August of '98.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. You knew she was the one for you.
Yeah, well, she always said to me, I've been holding off. She was married before,
Uh-huh.
15 years before,
Yeah.
the same as me, basically.
Right.
And we were both 15 years single.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I always held off because I wanted to meet someone who was from a foreign country and who had traveled the world.
Yeah.
And along came I.
Well, you checked all those boxes,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Well, some of them.
So you ended up in Florida.
Yes, when I came over in '88, came over with a suitcase and $200 in my pocket.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. And I saw this manufactured home, this trailer, double wide. It was a model home. So I said, do you think you can arrange a mortgage for me? I'd like to buy it. So they did. They arranged a mortgage. And I didn't have a green card or anything at that time.
Yeah.
But I did have a B1, B2 visa, which
Okay.
allowed me to do that.
Right.
So that's where I was living. It was only a couple of miles from Disney World
Right.
at that time. So I thought, well, I'm working away from home all the time. Why don't I let it out? So I rented it out to a lot of British people, and they basically paid for it.
Good deal.
And I
Paid
thought,
for itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, that went well. Now I can buy another one.
Now I can do some more. Yeah.
So that's what happened.
So when you and Cheryl got together, so she was the one that kind of got you into doing the other part of the touring, right?
Yeah, she was the one that got me to start my own business
Okay.
because she had her own business. She was in this was quite a while after she was modeling.
Right.
She started up her own web design business and marketing. She was great at marketing. She had her own magazine and everything. And so she said, why don't you start up your own business? And I said, me?
Yeah.
Start up a business? I know how to tour guide and I know how to talk, but I don't know how to run a business. She said, don't worry, I'll show you. So she set everything up. She said, now put a tour together for me. So I put a tour together for her. And she said, we'll need pictures. Let's look at pictures. So
Right.
she did all that.
She did all that, right?
Yeah. And then she marketed it. She put it online, and boy, it took
It
off.
just took off.
Yeah, especially the World War II tour things. Yeah.
And you showed me a clip of you,
NBC.
NBC, being interviewed.
Yeah.
And you did a beautiful job. I saw the clip, but that must have been quite, I guess when you took those tours, it must have made you feel good too, because
Well, it made me feel proud because when I first started doing these types of tours, there was only one of two companies in America that ran those types of tours. I mean, other big companies, they would maybe include a day up in Normandy with a regular tour guide. They don't know
They
too
don't know
much
it.
about no.
yeah.
Just showed them the points, but we went in depth. That's what took off. I still get letters today from people who were with me 20 years ago
Isn't that
saying
amazing?
how they enjoyed.
They loved it.
hmm
Yep.
So that's what we did, and that took off big time. And then because of this NBC sequel, they did 2.5 minutes on me, a little bit about my background and what I did with the veterans.
Right.
Took off big time.
And so you were the one with all the history, the knowledge,
Yes.
showed people around the countries, and
Yeah.
you have to set up, I don't know, I think you still do a bit of it, right? You still dabble a little bit in it. Like you set up the hotels and
I do everything
You do
from
everything.
start to finish. We were the tour operators,
Okay.
not the tour companies
Right.
or travel agents. We were the people who travel agents booked through
Okay.
because it was our tour
Right.
under our name.
So, but she did the other side. She did the marketing. She
Oh, she
did all
did.
that stuff.
She did everything.
She was almost the business,
She held the reins and told me what to do.
as most of us do. I'll just put that out there. But so, how long were you married before? I mean, you were living in Florida, and did she take a look at the double wides and say,
Well,
no offense to double wides, but
back in Britain, where I come from, we call these homes villas. But here in
Villas.
America, villas are
not the
something
picture.
different.
No,
yeah.
that's not the picture I get.
No, so when she came over and she saw it, she said, "That's not a villa, that's a trailer like my mother lives in." So we decided to sell them both and build a regular home. That's what we did in St. Cloud. near
Very
Cassette.
beautiful. That's a pretty area, right?
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
So how long were you married to Cheryl?
25 years.
25 years.
Coming up for 25 years.
Okay. And everything was fine.
Yeah.
You guys were happy, doing
Oh,
great.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then one day you're driving in a car. What happened?
It was in 2018. We just moved back to Florida and bought this beautiful home in Ormond by the Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, we're driving down one of the main roads there, and she started screeching with pain. And I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I can't move. My back's hurting. My back's
Must have
hurting."
been out of your mind.
I was. I didn't know what
So
was going on.
scared.
So I took her straight to ER, and they diagnosed her with hemangioma wrapped around her spine.
Oh my God.
And
That is.
a lot of blood vessels which come together coagulate around your spine.
Right.
And we went to experts in it, and they said there's nothing we can do about it, because if we start, we can operate,
Right.
but there's no saying that she'll survive.
And she could be
because,
paralyzed.
that too, but they said she would probably bleed out because of
the
volume
blood.
of blood vessels. Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And so,
So keep her out of pain. That's what we did, and they put her on regimen of oxycodone and 4 years of that, and that's what really.
but then something happened. Was she on a gurney?
Yeah, I had to take her back into emergency room. This was closer towards the end, after about 3 years. We took her into, I won't name the hospital.
Okay.
We took her into one of the local hospitals
Right.
here, which I'm not very happy with. And I had to leave her there overnight. And I came in the next morning, and the doctor came rushing up to me and he said, "Did they tell you or call you last night that your wife fell off the gurney?" I said, "No."
Oh my God.
Well, they should have done that. That's protocol.
Duh.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do that, and but they did what they could do. They took her in, had a brain scan done. They found bleeding there, and she had a mini stroke through that, and that's when we see the onset of dementia.
Oh my God.
And that's what finally.
Is that what you decided then to do the hospice, or?
Yeah, it was about a year later.
Okay.
Once we saw her getting worse and worse, and then she, she got pretty violent sometimes in the hospital. They had to tie her to the bed. They
Oh
even
gosh.
Baker acted her
Oh,
several occasions because she just wouldn't do what she was told. I mean, I understand it's
but
dementia.
it was through no fault of hers. She had the
Yeah.
brain bleed, and then after that, that's when that initiated
That's
all
right.
of that.
And she just went downhill fast from there.
And
and
you're watching all this.
Yes.
And doing everything you can
Yeah,
to.
we're in and out of hospital. When they thought she was getting a little bit better, they discharged her.
Right.
A week later, she was
She was
back
back
in.
in.
It was in that like this for a year. And then the last time it happened, the doctor said to me, "There's really not a lot more we can do for her. She is on her way out, so it might be better if you think about taking her home or putting her in hospice."
Hmm.
So I said, "Let's do hospice. I know she'll be better taken care of there. I can't take care of her, not
I know what you
she
mean.
needs."
Yeah.
Yeah. So we put her into hospice, and 4 or 5 days later, she succumbed to her illness.
Did you get to say goodbye to her?
Oh, yeah. I was I was cuddling her.
Oh,
I lay down in the bed and
Thank
held
God.
her, whispered in her ear, because I believe that hearing is the last sense
it
we
is.
lose.
That's what I was told too.
And it was so hard. It was
It's
so hard in
terrible.
that last year, just watching her.
Hmm.
I mean,
Deteriorate.
you know, she would pick up the TV remote control, and it wasn't. It was a control for something else.
Mhm.
She couldn't differentiate
Between the two.
the two. So,
Yeah.
but one thing she always knew our pets, and she knew me.
Yes. Thank God. She still
Yeah.
knew you.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then she passed, and I said, "Well, I'm not burying her. I'm going to have her cremated, and I'm taking her home with me," because she always wanted to be at home.
Okay.
She wanted to be in my home today is like a little shrine
Hmm.
to my wife. There's, people think I'm stupid or nuts by having the number of pictures and ashes and everything there, but I don't care.
It's
This
really
is
not
me. It's
about
my
what
way
other
of
people
thinking.
think, is it?
No,
I mean, it's all about what you feel.
it's what I
and
feel. And
what
this
you
makes
do.
me feel good,
Hmm.
having her at home with me.
Yes.
And again, people think I'm stupid because I get up in the morning and go over and touch the ashes,
Mm-hmm.
the urn,
And speak to her.
just talk to her,
Mm-hmm.
say that I love her,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do that the same at nighttime before I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps me sane. And one good thing about what I can relate to, a lot of people don't have, when she was younger, in her modeling days, she was on a TV show
Mm-hmm.
called Password Plus. I don't know if you can remember Alan Ludden. That was
I remember Alan Ludden
Betty White's
somewhat.
husband.
Yeah.
And then John Aston from
Oh, yes.
the
Adam's Family, wasn't it?
Adams Family.
Yeah.
Exactly. She was on there teamed up with John Aston, and she won 4 games, about $8,000.
Oh, my God.
And I have those
Yes.
on YouTube,
Yes.
and I watch
So you watch them.
every night.
Yeah.
It's only about a minute
And
and a
that
half.
doesn't make you more miserable, if you will?
No.
Like, it's been how many years now?
3 years now. It makes me happy. It puts a smile on my face that I can see her.
Do you think you're going to see her again?
Oh, yeah.
You believe that, right?
I believe that. Yeah.
You have to believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the point, right?
Yeah. No, I'll see her again.
Yeah, I agree.
She's probably waiting up there to give me a big slap.
No, to give you a big hug and a big kiss.
Yeah. What I know is that she's with our pets.
Mm-hmm.
She's with our 3 kitty cats and the 2 puppies, and
Mm-hmm.
she's with her
She
brother.
loved her animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I said, well, just keep a little bit more patient. I'll be with you one of these days. But while you're up there looking after me, I'm down here looking after
That's
that.
a good attitude.
Yeah.
Do you think that all that you went through with the, in the military and all the hardships that you may have seen, did that in any way prepare you? I don't know.
Nothing can prepare you for
For
that.
that. No.
Nothing. All the hardships I've seen throughout my life, military life, and growing up poor and stuff like this. I even lost a daughter
That's
from drugs about 10
sorry.
years ago.
Yeah.
That didn't affect me as much as
this.
this did.
Yeah.
Losing my first wife, we were
Well, you guys were kind of
We
on
were-
your way out, right? You
yeah.
were sort
Well,
of
no,
estranged.
we were divorced by
Okay.
that time.
Yeah.
But I went to see. I was up in Hamburg, Germany. That's where she lived, and I went to see her in the hospital. I didn't even recognize her.
Oh, wow.
But that's the last time I saw her. But it didn't affect me as much
As the loss of your love.
as the loss of Cheryl. Yeah, she was the love of my life.
So how do you deal, and this is my question, I'm always curious about this because I don't do well with the quiet and the loneliness and this, the house is just so still. My husband was larger than life, even when he wasn't well, he was funny, even if we didn't talk 24/7, there was conversation.
It's hard. I find it very hard, but life is life, and you have to get on with it, whether you're alone or whether you're with a lot of people. I really don't want to be with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite happy, although it's lonely sometimes. I'll just talk to my little kitty cats and little Murphy here, and I'll go out in the pool, have a swim, and I'll put on some nice romantic rock music. I've got an outdoor kitchen area, lie down on the sofa there and have a couple of scotches. And
I wouldn't expect you to have anything else
not being a Scotch.
with that accent.
And, I've got,
Your baby wants to come up.
yeah, I'll leave him down here just now.
That's so
I've got lots of good neighbors,
Very
I mean,
nice
I
neighbors, yes.
don't see them a lot,
Uh-huh.
but I know they're there for me if I need them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And something that helps me as well is I know a lot of people, they're younger than me, but maybe not as fit as me. And I help them in the yard sometimes,
nice.
with
Yeah.
bushes and
Right.
putting lighting in and helping them clear up a little bit and doing odd jobs for
Do
them.
some things for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what keeps me, you don't need to be religious to be a good Christian.
No.
And I don't preach religion,
Yeah.
but I'm a good person.
You're a good person.
Yeah.
Right. And you're willing to show that by helping with what you can do and helping with other people.
Yes.
But you have absolutely no desire to meet anyone else, or you're not interested. That's just, this was the person for you. And,
This
that
is
was
the
it.
love of my life.
I
I will
understand.
have friends.
Yes.
Don't
of
get me
course.
wrong, I will have friends, but nothing romantically involved. We go out for dinner, have a coffee.
Right.
You go home, I go home.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah. But because that love was so strong,
Yeah.
you can't,
No.
you just don't have any. There's
Well,
just no, I
I
understand,
would
but
say it's not fair. If I did
Uh-huh.
go with anyone, it wouldn't be fair to that person
Right.
because I would keep comparing that
Uh-huh.
person with my wife.
and you can't compare.
Can't do
You
that.
can't compare people.
No.
Right. Well, I think you obviously have found what works for you. I think that's all people can try to do, right? Is figure out,
Well, I did try to go to grievance counseling,
did you?
and that didn't help one bit. No.
It makes you kind of more depressed in some
Yeah,
ways.
and they weren't talking about the loss of spouses. They were talking about loss of children, loss
Uh-huh.
of mothers, loss of fathers,
Anybody
distant
that's
relatives. Yeah,
a loss,
yeah,
right?
but not the wives or husbands, and that didn't help me at all. So I tried it for 3 sessions. Each session was 12 visits.
Right.
So I must have done about 30 visits, and
That's a lot. You gave it a shot.
I gave it the best shot I could, but
Yeah,
it
you
just
gave it a
didn't sit
shot.
with me.
And you're pretty much self-contained. You're not like trying to go over here and get involved over here, trying to go over here. You've got your neighborhood, you've got people that you're helping locally, things like that. You still do some of the tours, I
Yes.
think, right?
Yeah.
So that must keep you going
Keeps me a
too.
little bit active, closer
Exactly.
to the time.
Yeah, I get that. And you're about to take a big trip coming up pretty
That's
soon.
in October.
In
Going
October.
over to Spain with a senior softball club.
That's interesting.
And
Well, I want to thank you for coming and talking to us about Cheryl and about you and how you cope. And I'm only 7 months in this journey, but I'm getting the sense that again, everybody does this in their own way, whatever
Different
works
way,
for
yeah.
them. They got to do it. And I admire the guts that people have. I mean,
well, I'm just looking at you, and I think you're very strong doing what you're doing,
Well,
and thank you for
I just
putting
want
all this together.
I just want people to hear this and get a sense of what it's really like, because it is the hardest thing.
No ifs, ands, and buts. It's the hardest thing
It's
in
the
my
hardest
life.
thing
And
I've
you
ever
will
done.
never, ever forget your loved one.
No,
Never.
there's no way. Well, we're going to close this out. Again, I want to thank you for coming
My pleasure.
and talking and being just a genuine person, telling me and everybody what it's like. And I'm sorry for your loss. I am.
Thank you.
I know you were very, very much in love.
Still am.
I don't think you're crazy to have everything up in your house and all that. And I understand. So I just want to thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So thanks to Dennis. And this is Dr. Phyllis Edwards. And I'm going to sign off from The Widow Speak. I always tell you that you're not alone in this journey. I try to, I'm a Catholic, been a Catholic my whole life, but I also try to be a good person, and I believe that we will see our loved ones again. And I believe that there is beauty for ashes, and that God is close to the brokenhearted. And with that said, I'm going to say goodbye to you all and hope that you will come back and talk to us and listen to us again. Thank you for being with us. Bye-bye.
Things are truly better with us.
It's fun, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of fun to get it out and
It
talk
is.
about it.